One of the most interesting things that I talk about on Turneround's theory is about women and accountability. Now, you see, women don't like to be held accountable, and the number one reason, in my honest opinion, of why women hate accountability is because they have a fear of knowing that they're wrong. They also have a tendency to think that it's okay to have that princess syndrome. They're innocent, they're so sweet. But when it comes to accountability, accountability becomes a woman's kryptonite. Another interesting thing that I talk about for our brothers is, simply put, men are wanting to check out in terms of dating and relationships. See, now most men, they don't like to deal with women at all. Nowadays, society has taught women that they can learn how to be masculine like a man. They want to be dominant in the male working force. In other words, women want to have total domination and expects men to worship the ground that these women stand upon. And lastly, I talk about when it comes to who initiate the divorces. If you go back to the very first season of Turnaround's Theory, Season 1, Episode 2, which is entitled Women and Accountability, I talk about why women initiate these divorces. Most of them due to irreconcilable differences. In other words, women were once happy in the marriage. Now they're no longer happy. They don't want to deal with the man. They can't spark things up like they used to. So now most women feel that the grass is always greener on the other side, and they can just get rid of the husband for the next dude that comes along. In other words, 50% of marriages end up in divorce, and 70 to 80% of those divorces are always initiated by women. And as a result of all of that, as you all know, women are going to be entitled to have everything the man's got. So that's why there's always going to be some type of prenuptial agreement involved. And as a result, when it comes to that, if the divorce in fact does happen, a woman can divorce the man at any given time without little to no explanation. She can be entitled to the house. She's entitled to the car, custody of the children, and lastly, the man's 401k, if you know what I mean. The man has to pay the spousal support to his former wife for the rest of his life. The man's got to continue to pay child support until the children turn the age of 18, and possibly transitional support, among other things. That's why so many times the law gets involved in these type of things, because the justice system will always prevail for a woman more than a man. And that's a W for a lot of women and a lot of L's for men. That's why men are done checking out. They don't want to deal with the responsibilities of a relationship or marriage. So that's why it's hard for men than it is for women to accept the fact that this is how it's working for women. If you want more on this, hey, check out Turnaround's Theory on my YouTube channel. You gotta take my word for it. Hashtag Team Turnaround.